Mrs. Gruel. Today we have some special visitors that were very, very much impacted by your stories in your diaries. So today they are going to come and tell you what they learned from their diaries, and then they even have a special song to share for you. So please give a warm welcome to all of our special guests.
Hey guys, I'm Mike Portnoy, and I'm like professional full-time drummer, and I just want to share with you how much your journals have impacted me. I'm going to share 3 specifically, and I brought my notes because I'm not really good at public speaking because I never finished high school because I was just so amazing. Anyway, okay, so the writer of Diary Number 20, my close Asian friend. I actually got to know her pretty well over the years, and she was just writing about how they went to the Museum of Tolerance, and her favorite panelist of diversity, her favorite panelist from there was Mas Okui, and she drew a connection to her life, really strong connection. She was in an internment camp when she was younger, and she just wondered how she would survive. And both her father and Moss, the panelist's father, they were both separated from the families. And then when they both came back, they were just so emotionally torn. And, they didn't care if they beat their kids or hurt them in any way. So I really felt that because I felt like the record companies were just kind of like beating down on me. And they're always criticizing my drumming, and I was just wondering how I was going to survive. So this really gave me the strength to pull through from Diary Number 20. So thank you. Next one is Diary Number 21. This one is also about the panel of diversity, and the writer of Diary Number 21, her favorite panelist was Renee Firestone. She was in a concentration camp, and she was released and came to America with $20 and a baby. She could not speak English at all, and she was basically telling the kids, don't judge people collectively. You can only judge person by person. You can't judge a whole group. And, I was just like, yeah, because, those stupid pretty boy bands, like, I can't just judge them all. I mean, I have this really close one. His name's Jesse Hodges, and he is, like, the coolest person ever, and he's in a really cool pretty boy band, too. It's called Gingers from the States. And, so, that was that from Diary Number 21, and the girl from there realized that everything is possible. Lastly, from Diary Number 22, the writer of Diary Number 22 felt like she was Cinderella, and she had met her Prince Charming. And, she was impressed with the dinner at that Marriott Hotel, and she was like, there was more courses than OJ had alibis. And I was like, whoa, that was awesome. So, her favorite panelist was John 2. Like 2 as in T-U, not 2 as in also. Anyway. She was surprised that he actually paid attention to what she had to say, and that there was actually people out there that cared, even though he was like a gazillionaire. So, yeah, thank you, authors of Diaries 20 through 22.
Hello, this is Victor Wooten, bass player extraordinaire and nature lover. I'd like to say something to diary writers 17 and 18. I really enjoyed your diary entries the most. They had a huge impact on my life. You talked about the peanut game that Mrs. Gruel did, where she took a peanut and explained that the outside may be different, but on the inside, they're all still peanuts. And the girl wrote that even though people might look different on the outside, they're still human. And that is so true. I wasn't always the greatest bass player in the world. I started from the slums in Africa and worked my way up. And this is where I am. So even though we didn't always start out good, even though we look different, we're all the same, and that is just a great message. Discrimination is bad. But as a community, with Diaries 17 and 18, I really think we can work and fight to get rid of discrimination. And they really had a great impact on my life. Thank you, writers 17 and 18. Hello, this is Herman Wee from Dragon Force, guitar player extraordinaire. Now, Diary Number 19 You were my favorite writer. You talked about the murders in Oklahoma City by Timothy McVeigh. That just really spoke to me. How one person can just destroy a whole community by being mad at the government. I mean, this is crazy stuff. I would really like to quote one thing from your journal entry here. And I quote, "No matter what race we are, what ethnic background, sexual orientation, or what views we may have, we are all human. Unfortunately, not all humans see it that way." That is really the matter with this world. We are all human inside, and we just need to get over whatever color skin, whatever, and all just live together in freedom and happiness. Thank you, number 19. Yo, this is Wezzy. I want to thank you for coming. I would like to thank journal writers 15 and 16 for what you wrote. Really spoke to my heart. Right here, tugging on the good old heartstrings. You know what I'm saying? So 15, you talked about Romeo and Juliet with some weird talking like thises and thous and stuff like that. You didn't understand it, man. That really speaks to me because I don't understand any of that either. You also talked about like how the capillaries and the monologues were fighting, or Capulets and the Montagues. Yeah, Montagues. How they were fighting and how that's kind of like the different gangs in your own community fighting. And how you thought that the Capulets and the Montagues fighting was dumb. And how it really is just like the fighting in your own neighborhood that's dumb. And that just makes so much sense. The fighting is just wrong. It shouldn't be done. And then journal number 16, you talked about Romeo and Juliet in the romantic side. How, like, you wanted to see your boyfriend, but, like, your parents, like, wouldn't let you, know what I'm saying? And then, like, all this stuff was going on. And basically what happened was you weren't allowed to be with your boyfriend, and that's, like, the same thing that happened with Romeo and Juliet, you know what I'm saying? So that just really speaks to me how all this is going on, and you just learned how to deal with your relationships through this, and that is amazing, man, or woman actually. That is amazing, and I just thank you, journal writers 15 and 16. You're a great inspiration. Thank you. Peace.
All right, thank you for having me, class. I am Jon in Crashville. I'm from Jack Donkey 3D, as well as 1 and 2. Two diaries that stuck out to me were 23 and 24. The author of 23 was just, he realized that people really can change. And I realized that after, this last Jack Donkey 3D, I gotta change, because if I keep going down this road, I'm not gonna be able to have kids, and, it's just really bad medical stuff. And, Mrs. G, she pointed out this kid's .5 GPA. And she really encouraged him, and, he graduated, and he went on to college. See, I also had a .5 GPA. That's why I dropped out and started doing the Jack Donkey movies. Because the only way I can make money is to make myself look like an idiot. And, if I only had a teacher like Mrs. G, what up? I would have been able to go through high school and go to college and have a real job instead of making these stupid movies. So, thank you, 23, thank you. And then the author of 24, one day he woke up, it basically outlines his morning. He woke up on the floor, because he doesn't even own a bed. And I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking, like, man, I go out, I make myself look like an idiot, and I put myself at risk every day. But I don't really go into the kind of risks that they do. They're up in the hood, they're getting shot at whenever they walk out the door, and I'm getting, like, pool balls dropped on my loins just to make people laugh. So this kid wakes up without a bed, and they get evicted from their house, but thankfully their pastor's friend lets them stay in their house, and then he feels like he's gonna get made fun of at school, and because he's homeless, but he realizes when he steps off the bus that he gets his kids from Mrs. G's English class last year. They just really, greet him and make friends with them again. And, that's what I realized. When I'm on the set of all these Jack Donkey 3D movies and stuff like this, I got some really cool friends. No matter what kind of stupid stuff I do, they're always there for me. And I just want to give a shout out to Mrs. G. I also read her entry, number 3, and she was just reflecting on her first year, and it must have been really tough for her, but she continued on with those kids, and she picked books that would have characters that would relate to them, and you know, that's just that's real power right there. That's some real stuff. So I just want to say thank you. All right, see you later.
Thank you so much for coming and explaining all of that for us. Now, class, they have a special treat for you where they're going to do their special song, I Have a Dream. Hit it, boys!
I am happy. I am happy. I have a dream.
I got a dream.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
I have a dream.
I got a dream.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
One day.
We gonna work
I
it out.
have a dream.
I got a dream.
That one day.
That one day
That one day.
I'ma look deeper than myself. I gotta find a way.
I have a dream.
My dream is to be free. My dream is to be. My dream is to be. My dream is to be free.
In search of brighter days, I ride through the maze of the madness. Struggle is my address with pain and crack lives. Gunshots coming from sounds of blackness. Given this game with no time to practice. Born on a blacklist. Told I'm below average. A life with no cabbage. That's no money if you from where I'm from. Funny, I just want some of your son. Dark clouds seem to follow me. Alcohol that my pop swallowed bottle me. No apology, I walk with a boulder on my shoulder. It's a cold war, I'm a colder soldier. Hold the same fight that made Martin Luther the king. I ain't using it for the right thing. In between lean and the fiends, hustle and the schemes, I put together pieces of a dream. I still have one.
I got a dream.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
One day.
We gonna work it
I
out.
have a dream.
I got a dream.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
One day.
We gonna work it out.
One day.
We gonna work
I
it out.
have a dream.
I got a dream.
That one day.
That one day
That one day.
I'ma look deeper than myself. I gotta find a way.
I have a dream.
My dream is to be free. My dream is to be. My dream is to be. My dream is to be free.
The world see me looking in the mirror, images of me getting much clearer. Dear self, I wrote a letter just to better my soul. If I don't express it, then forever I hold inside. I'm from a side where we gotta control. Rap music and the hood play the fatherly role. My story like yours, yo, gotta be told. Trying to make it from a gangster to a Galia role. Red scrolls of stole slaves and Jewish people in cold cage. Hate has no color or age. Flip the page. Now my race became freedom. Right dreams in the dark, they far, but I can see them. I believe in heaven more than hell. Blessings more than jail. In the ghetto, let love prevail. With a story to tell. My eyes see the glory and well. The world waiting for me to yell. I have a dream.
I got a dream.
One day.